Hello, good afternoon. My name is Intaniya Cahaya Ningrum with NIM 240200036. On this opportunity, I will talk about practicality. If the last discussion we talk about reliability, now we will talk about practicality. So in this presentation, contain about the definition of practicality, main components of practicality, the characteristic of practical tests, practicality in relation with other principle, an example of practical and less practical tests, and the last session will be ways to improve practicality. But now we will go into the definition first. Practicality means how easy and efficient the test is. So in simple way, we can say that the test that practical is the test that easy to design, easy to administer, and easy to score. So practicality is also means that the test it doesn't waste too much time, it's not very expensive, and it's not require too much energy and effort. So basically, practicality is focuses on efficiency and convenience for both, whether it is for students or teachers in real classroom situations. But how can practicality becomes important? Because practicality can help teacher to manage their time better. And then practicality makes the testing process more efficient and reduces stress during testing. So that's why practicality is very important to apply it. Now we will go to the next sessions. It is the main components of practicality. So actually there are several components of practicality. It includes time, cost, human resources, and then materials and equipment. So what is time means in this case? So times is include time to prepare the test, time to administer the test, and time to score the test. So if the test takes too long, like too long preparation, long administration, or long scoring, so it is have less practical. So it does not practicality high. Such as, so the teacher should to prepare the test early, so it is not getting rushed, right? It will be make test more practical. Number 2 is about cost. Why cost is so important here? Because there is include cost of materials. So usually an assessment need a paper or a paper and printout, etc. Cost of administering the test and cost of scoring. The more expensive the test, so the more less practical it is. And then number 3 is human resources. So human resources is include number of teachers or examiners needed, training for examiners, and teacher workload. So the more much people, like the more people there in the assessment or exam and effort required, the less practical test is. Number 4 is materials and equipment. The materials is include like paper, devices, or online platforms. So if a test needs complicated tools, so it is not practical. Number 3 is characteristic of practical test. So a practical test should has this characteristic. It is easy to prepare, easy to administer, easy to score, and efficient in time and cost. So easy to prepare means the teachers can create it without too much time or effort. And easy to administer, it means it can be conducted smoothly without confusion or technical problems. Easy to score, scoring is simple, fast, and consistent. Efficient in time and cost, so it doesn't require too much time, money, or resources. But in simple way, we can say that a practical test is easy to use in real classroom situations, just like I mentioned before. So session number 4 is practicality in relation to other principles. Number 1 is practicality and validity. So we have learned about validity before. Validity refers to the test measures what it is supposed to measure, right? So the relationship between validity and practicality is a test that is too practical, too simple, or too quick can detach validity, because it may not cover all the required skills that should be measured. So there must be a balance between simplicity and accuracy. Number 2 is practicality and reliability. So as we have learned before, that reliability means the test result should be stable, right? Should be consistent. So the relationship between practicality and reliability is practical tests are usually easier to come. Practical tests are usually easier to score. It is more consistent. But if they are too simple, so the results might become less accurate. So practicality must still maintain consistency of results in this case. And number 3 is practicality versus washback. The relationship between practicality and washback. So washback is means the effect of a test on teaching and learning. So the relationship between those principles is very simple tests may cause negative washback, right? Like students only memorizing the answer, so they're not really studying, they just guessing the answer because they know that the questions is very simple and easier. So it's better to design tests to encourage deeper learning. So tests should not only be practical but also support good washback. Now we are moved to the 5th session. So it is examples of practical and less practical tests. I will provide you some example of practical tests and then the less practical tests, and we will compare those examples. The practical test is like multiple choice questions. It is fast and easy to score. Short answer tests, simple and clear, and then online quizzes with automatic scoring. But the examples of less practical tests is long essay tests for large classes. So it will be too long, so it's like time consuming. And then oral tests for many students, it takes a lot of time, so it is not practical. And then number 3 is test with unclear instruction. It will be make students confusing of the instruction. Like even they are already given an instruction, a proper instruction, but they will still asking the teacher, I'm sorry miss, how it is, how is that? So we should to give them a proper, a very clear instruction. Finally, we are on the last sessions. So the sixth session is about ways to improve practicality. So there are several ways to make tests more practical. So number one, we can use more efficient test format, just like a multiple choice or a short answer. And then use clear scoring rubrics to make scoring faster and more consistent. So each teacher should be create clear scoring rubrics to make the scoring fast and also make the result of the test stable. Number three is use technology like online platforms for easier administration and scoring. And then avoid unnecessary complexity. Like keep the test simple and manageable, not too expensive, not too long, not too difficult, to make the test more practical. So I think the strategies helped to improve practicality without reducing test quality. In conclusion, practicality is very important for language assessment because assessment that have high practicality, it means the tests are easy to prepare, easy to administer, and easy to score. So the tests that want to consider be practical should be efficient and simple. But the test is must be balanced with validity, reliability, and pushback. So I think that's all for presentation today. So see you next time. Bye bye.